Hi, it's Amy. Welcome back to Hummingbird Hill, and we are going to go down, do some harvesting, check on the insects in the bees' waggle house thingy, whatchamacallit, doohickey, and just see what's going on in the garden because it's time to water. The neighbor has a giant machine running because it's the country, so we'll see how much sound I put in here. They must be cutting down some trees. I'm gonna go look at that. Hold on a second. So the field behind the house, the neighbor's field, is getting mowed right now, hence all the noise. You done? Good girl. So it's been a minute since we've been in the garden, checked in and looked at everything. It's really weird because it's August and the summer garden is just still getting started. I mean, I have so many tomatoes almost ripe, so many plants that are still producing that usually would be done. And like I said before, I want to rearrange. Basil Belle, what you looking at, baby? I want to rearrange all my beds this year. So it actually is kind of perfect because I don't have to try and fit in another crop. Because last year that was a trouble. I had everything in all the beds, so I couldn't move my beds around in the fall. So I'm kind of okay with this weather, except it's just the harvesting is strange. Not normal, bizarre, odd. But I thought we'd just take a quick look around at the garden as I do some harvesting. Not much has changed, and again, there's still places where I could pop in plants or add new things or move things around, and it just hasn't been the year to do that. So yeah, let's go check and see what's going on because there's a lot of vegetables out here, except unless Miss Basil Belle is trying to eat some. She's very interested in my melon plant because we have not grown melons before and she thinks that she might enjoy them. Puppies, I tell you. Basil. Missy. Really? Just because you're cute doesn't mean you can get away with eating my plants. Alright, I'm going to flip you around so we can take a look at some things. I did have to spray some neem oil last night. I sprayed some BT and then we had some rain. But I really think what's been going on is leaf miners. I'm not sure though, just because I've had some weird stuff. Here, let me show you on the Sakata Sweet, which does have basil. Leave the beans alone. That does have 3 good sized melons on it, but I don't know when they're going to be ripe or if they are ripe. I don't really know about the melons because I haven't grown them before. But I am losing a bunch of foliage on this plant. And let's take a look. I know we touched on this just a little bit, but I want to take a look a little closer because as you can see, this whole bottom section, I have cut out most of the leaves. And I have spots like this where the leaves look as if they're droopy and dying. There are still some buds there, but don't know what's going on here. And up here, if I come look closer, I'm getting some white spots on these leaves that were not there before. These leaves are the ones that looked the worst, and these need trimmed off. These are lower to the ground, and I don't know if that's a bug or if it is powdery mildew. I think it's a bug. I think it's probably a leaf miner or aphid. So again, I sprayed the neem last night. I need to come through and remove some of these damaged leaves and get rid of them. The upper leaves are looking great for the most part, though they are starting to show some signs of, let's see, I don't know if you can see that. Are those bugs? Not sure. So far this plant has been doing beautifully, and I'm really excited about my 3 melons there are so many more potential melons, but with all of these droopy kind of leaves that are going on, I don't really know what to do about it. If you have grown melons before or know anything about the Sakata Sweets, again here, this is just weird, right? They've just suddenly, on a perfectly healthy vine, some of the leaves just start doing this. So I pull them off, and it's not overwater, it's not underwater, because I've tried both. I've tried giving it less water, I've tried giving it more water, and this has just been progressing. And I know it could be because it's August, so it's just a weird time of year for a melon to be growing, at least around here. Now these melons are still just getting started. I don't know if I'll get anything off them this year due to the weirdness of the weather, but let's hope. Oh, hold on, I gotta go move the water. Excuse me, Basil Belle. Right now, I'm only watering every couple days because it has not been that hot. I give a good soak kind of in the middle of the beds and let it run down to hit everywhere, because otherwise things were getting too distressed when they were getting overwatered because I was watering every day, and I was like, oh wait, it's not that hot out. I might have missed a day yesterday, so these could use it probably. So I just kind of throw the water in here, let it run around, get a good soak in. As you can see, the tomatoes are getting quite tall, some of them, which is nice. I do have more suckers to trim. Oh, this one's almost ripe. This has a little splitting that happened when we had the rains last. Still haven't gotten any Dr. Witchy's. Basil Belle, if you're thirsty, come over here, baby. Ugh, I don't know what she found to eat, but ew. These are the purple Russians. We've looked at those before. And again, my early girls, even though it's the middle of August, are still the only ones who have actually produced. My 4 sucker plants here are looking okay. They're not doing as well as my suckers that I transplanted last year did. I think they like the heat more, and I think I actually overwatered these when I transplanted them. Again, I transplanted them right in the middle of that 100-degree weather, and so I acted like it was. This one I pulled off later and just popped in here and kind of left alone, and it's doing much better. It does need some pruning. The Brachytoma grapes, I've got a bunch of them here, but don't really know when they're ripe. They're still not squishy. They're still quite firm. And these are tomato cherry whites, and I haven't, oh, that might be ripe. That feels like it's ripe. Haven't tried those before. That's the first one I picked. And of course the sun golds are looking beautiful. I need to get my basket. My pork corn, Basil, I don't know what you're eating, but I'm not sure I want to know. That got pulled out. I have these little baby stalks are trying to make me ears, which I think is super sweet. I don't know if it's actually going to work. Look at this little one. Oh my gosh, so cute. And I'm just leaving them here in case they do something. I don't have time to replant something here, again, with the whole issue with wanting to move my beds. We'll see what happens. I am thinking I'm going to pop in some radishes and some beets, because radishes and beets did terribly this spring. So I'm thinking that I might be able to get some of those before I need to move beds. Just for fun. Oops. Drop that. That's pretty big for a cherry. I'm loving this trellis, however, because it makes it so easy to pick things. Basil Belle, what'd you eat? Oh, that one's a little overripe. Let's see. So easy to pick. Oh, you're still in good shape. From both sides, which is really nice. So I'm not getting quite so much discoloration on my arms and such when I am picking. These are Aunt Molly's ground cherries, and I just popped them in here, I don't know, like a month and a half ago maybe. I had started them from seed, and I'd popped the one in down in the hay bales, which by the way are looking amazing and are insane and growing crazy like. But we'll see. Still have some snap peas going. You can see these eggplants are, what are they? Tadifi eggplants are supposed to be cute little orange ones. I don't know if those are going to grow and enough to actually produce fruit this year. I usually have 2 waters for birds out here, so I need to kind of find another one because the poor bee needs water. One, he's in there trying to get some, but when the birds don't have water, they eat my other things. So look at this pumpkin. That's doing really well. And these flowers, the bees don't like these as much as they like the other ones. The bees are really interested in the squash blossoms right now, which is kind of fun. More lettuce, celery that is going to seed. I trimmed back all the mint because it was getting a little leggy, and there's some more growing down in there. This is just a bucket of mint for fun. As you can see, weeds and grass, cardboard not thick enough, etc. I am still so interested to see what kind of tomatoes these turn out to be. I'm imagining that they're going to be sun golds, but I have no idea. So it'll be fun to kind of see what happens there. I have so many green beans to pick, and actually I think that's what I'm going to get started doing right now. So let me go grab my basket. Basil Belle, you behave yourself. I gotta go move the water. Are you a pretty girl? Are you my pretty garden girl? Let's pull some grass out and get some beans going. Look at that baby. She's so pretty. You can sit. You know what she's waiting for, right? Basil, can you speak? Basil Belle, use your words. What would you like? Would you like a bean? Can you tell me? Well, tell me how you feel. Without squishing my cantaloupe, please. Come forward. Thank you, so you don't squish. Thank you, good girl. Speak. Speak, Basil. Speak. Oh, you're so funny, you poor girl. Good girl. Oh. Okay, Basil, come. Sit. Hold on. Ready? Let's try this again. There you go, good girl. This plant was super healthy, and now I don't know if it's powdery mildew, I don't know if it's bugs, don't know if it's all the above. I mean, this is a time of year usually when cucumbers and such just start looking terrible. Usually. I can usually eke things out through till September in the garden, but I don't know. Haven't had much of a harvest this year, so I'm hoping things will last a little longer despite the weather. Look at that pupperoo. Isn't she just pretty? Look at her sitting there looking all pretty. Look at that good girl. She likes that spot a lot. Yep, I'm talking about you, baby. Let's go get some more beans. Taz is jealous because Basil Belle's getting the butt rubbins, and Taz's favorite thing in the world is the butt rubbins. I go to scratch his ears and he turns around and presents the behind every single time. Just like Miss Basil Belle. My big Badoober. Careful, Basil, careful. Don't get the bee. Alright, well, that's about it. I'm just gonna keep watering, picking a few more things, seeing what else there is. But I just thought we'd take a little look around the garden while I harvested some things. I hope that your gardens are growing well and that you are getting a lot of harvests of things that you love to eat. And that you have animals who also hang out with you. There are hornets going around today. They're bugging Basil Belle. Poor girl. She got stung by some ground hornets about 2 weeks ago. Those things are not fun. By the way, getting rid of ground hornets. I know some people use diesel, put it down there. Diesel can be not so great for the environment. You don't want to get it in the water supply, but what we used that eventually worked was some hot vegetable oil. So you gotta be really careful when carrying it. My papa burned his finger, but the hot vegetable oil finally did the trick. So that's just something to think about if you have ground hornets in your area. Alright, well, I'll take you over and show you the bees at the insect house at some point, and either put it at the beginning or at the end, so you've already seen it or you're going to see it in just a few minutes. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that everything is going well in your garden and in your neck of the woods. I hope you'll come back so we can do some more growing, harvesting, chatting, petting the puppies, and doing whatever else we want to do together. Oh, Basil is so worried about the hornets. One was flying around my head and she gets concerned. They usually leave me alone, but not so much the Basil Belle. She's a poor girl. Yes, there she is. Oh, there she is. Big girl. Anyway, we will see you next time. Basil Belle. Are you a big poppers? Are you a big poppy woo? Are you a dog? You are. I thought so. Hey, Basil Belle. Are you a good dog? Really? That's what you gotta say, huh? Do you like to eat vegetables more than anything else in the world? Oh, is that a yes, Basil? Basil, are you the vegetable thief? Uh-huh, acting coy. That's what I thought. All of the ends are all filled in. Huh. Let's see what's going on inside. Wow. Look at all those cocoony larvae things. Oh my gosh. Still don't know what's going on here and down here. These are mud. These are all straw. So these could be like leaf cutters. Maybe these are mason bees. I don't know. It'd be so interesting to find out. And I don't know if they just stay like this all winter and come out in the spring. Do I need to do anything with them? Anyway, no new changes. Well, I mean, there are a bunch more of the cocoony things, and there'll probably be some more coming up in here. This row has not fully opened up yet, and neither has the top row. So I think I'm gonna leave them alone for the most part and check on them later in fall, but they may be going to look like that until next spring. Who knows?